Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Over the Potato. This is Hearts of Iron 4 Unite the Anglosphere. At the end of the last episode, we sort of talked a little bit about what we would like to do in terms of going forward, in terms of, you know, just national focus priorities. It's a bunch of stuff that is pretty darn important, pretty darn interesting. What I sort of talked about was how we want to finish up God Save the King, which is going to hopefully allow us to develop... Where is it? God Save the King. Yep. Hopefully develop a little bit of political power, because we will lose the inexperienced imperialist trait, and we will instead gain the autocratic imperialist, which will give us plus 5% stability, plus 5% war support, justify war goal time minus 25%. So that's pretty darn good if you ask me. Not super essential, but you know, we need to increase our political power. We really do need to increase our political power. So that's what we're going to try and do. Research-wise, we're going to try and do some industrial research after we complete the God Save the King. After we complete God Save the King, we're hopefully going to do the Shadow Scheme, which is going to get grants 4 building slots and 4 military factories in total in 2 states when entering a defensive war, gains national spirit, wartime industry, which grants civilian to military factory conversion cost minus 50%. So that's pretty darn good. Then we'll go into industrial effort, and that's when we'll start researching some industrial talents, industrial tech. So that's something to keep in mind. And then we've also got the extra research slot, which I would really, really like to get. We've got this dude over here, which doesn't actually give us the extra research slot, but always confuses me when they put a flask, when they put a flask in there. We need to go to war with the German Reich in order to get the bonuses, that we get from here. But I'm honestly not super bothered about that. We will be able to get that. That's going to be pretty good. Royal Ordnance Factories, the mod committee. I'm also not that bothered about any of this nonsense because we're going to be going to war with the United States at some point. So, yeah, I think we just got to kiss that side of the tree goodbye. But that's not a problem. Anyway, let's pick some research. We do want to try and upgrade tanks. I would love to get some brand new tanks. So let's get the Matilda tank. Yep, great, because we're actually deploying tanks to a unit here, which is quite fun. We've also just finished, or just about finished anyway, moving some troops to North African Command. The North African Command will be led by Bernard Montgomery, which is great. There might be a little bit of strain on... Yeah, these guys need to stop training. I don't know if they still are training, actually, but all of these guys need to be equipped to you. Is there any issue with attrition? No, there should not be any issue with attrition once I turn the Navy training off. We're just going to keep everyone kind of in this area for now. There's nothing that we really need to do. Trait not active when commanding an army. Ah, with you. Alright. We need to get you to be Grandmaster, I believe. Let me have a look. There we go. Alright, now that you're controlling an army group, that should be fine. We need to probably unassign you as well, because I guess you're not exactly ideal for this sort of stuff either. So I guess we can actually probably create a North Africa and then South Africa group. There we go. So you are controlling 10 troops, fine. Let's get someone who's actually probably good for an army. Leader experience gain, sure. Let's get you, and then let's get, sure. Let's get you. That seems fair enough. Now you are equipped to... What the heck? Where did everyone go? Didn't really want to do that. Right. There we go. And then that needs to be your job. Can you only command one army group? You're capable of providing. You're capable of commanding 5 armies, but you're not commanding any at the moment. All right, fine. I need to clearly fiddle around with this and see how to get the exact this exact stuff to work. Let me have a look at you. Sure. All right, so you control the armies. You do not control the armies that I actually need you to control. Disband the army group. Unassign the army. Ugh, that just gets rid of it. Ugh, this is... Okay, this is a... This is a funky, funky time. I just want to get a different army. I don't want to choose the insignia. I don't want to faff around with this because this is already getting insanely irritating. But that's fine. Time is running on, which is quite nice. I'm going to pause just briefly though. British theater. We need the African theater, to be honest. Yep. Right. Alright. Hopefully now I can figure out exactly what to do. Oh, goodness sake. I cannot figure this out. I'm probably being a total idiot. There we go. Okay, we got rid of it. We got rid of it, but that's fine. Alright, look. You go down here. You go up there. And then you come down here. Alright? Perfect. Now we get you a proper group. Field Marshal, Bernie. Or should I say, not Bernie, Monty. We need to call this the African Theater. African Theater 1. Okay, fine. Good. It's just an administrative change that I think will help tremendously. Okay, fine. Great. Happy days, everyone. Dockyards are finishing up, which is great. Let's equip another... sure. You. More destroyers. We need more destroyers. We're finishing off a couple of these ships now. We're going to be finishing another one tomorrow, actually, so it'll automatically be assigned where it needs to be. Technology, I'm wasting. I should not be. Excavation is one of the things that I want to get under the industry national focus, so we're going to hold off on that. Navy doctrine we're working on. I don't think we need to be working on 2 Navy doctrines at the same time. That's just a little bit of overkill. I do want to get both of these bad boys done pretty much as soon as we possibly can, but that's not something that I'm going to entertain the thought of doing right now. Armor, we are working on that at the moment. The Matilda, light tank. We're 33% of the way through it, so that's not really going to make much of a difference at the moment. Let's get the anti-air upgrade and also the interwar artillery. We'll get interwar artillery. I also want to start researching aircraft because we clearly cannot avoid researching aircraft. It's very, very important that we do it. I'm going to stick some training on. Why are other fleets training? Should only be one fleet that's training. There we go. If only one fleet is training, I mean, admittedly, it is the largest fleet. It is the home fleet. But it should theoretically give us a decent amount of experience and also just, you know, not use all of our fuel. Okay, isolate the Mediterranean threat. I do want to do this. This is something that I do want to do. And it will give us the opportunity to attack, I mean, I guess, northern Italy and Ethiopia. Both of which, not much oil over here. Not much oil over here, I'm afraid. Lot of steel and chromium available in South Africa, but no big deal. There is a lot of oil in Oman. Now, I would love to justify a war goal against Oman, because Oman is not in a position to do any defending right now, but that's not something that we can really consider at this present moment. We got to just take it a little bit easy. Right, let's get the shadow scheme up and running. Decisions are available. I presume it's going to be the one that will allow us to do a military parade in Malaya. Bangladesh declared war on Pakistan. Fine. Daily political power cost. I don't think we really want to faff around with that at the moment, to be honest. I think we value our political power gain at the moment more than anything else. Right, this is looking pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with this. Right, finally, thank goodness I figured out changing between theaters. Improved machine tools. That's very, very nice indeed. As I sort of said, let's try and work on some aircraft. I think we probably just want... I mean, we could look at getting some good aircraft, as in carrier aircraft. That would be something that I would very much like to do. Strategic bomber at Halifax, Wellington, Blenheim. I mean, I want the Lancaster because it's like an iconic aircraft. I also want the Hurricane because it's an iconic aircraft, which I feel is just... It's really bad. It's really bad when I see an aircraft that I know, or anything that I know actually, because immediately I'm like, bam, because I know about it, it must be good, and therefore I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna research it. Is that... What is that? Is that the edge of the supply zone? I presume this is the edge of the desert, right? Impassable. Troops may not enter. Yeah, okay, so that's the edge of the desert. Ah, interesting. Yeah, as I say, not super bothered about that decision. Oh, look. Looks like Republican Spain is about to be cream crackered. To be expected, to be honest. In fact, very much to be expected. So it looks like non-aligned is... Could request forces. We could do if we really cared about that, but I don't really care about doing that at the moment. Not something that we really need to consider, but it would be good if we could go and get them to fight for us in Oman. And truthfully, should probably create a new army in this area, because I think that we want to expand. We want to try and expand up into Iraq and Iran. But I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Saudi Arabia, maybe getting Saudi Arabia on side would be a good idea. They don't hate me. They don't hate me, and getting Saudi Arabia on side would certainly help with a bunch of the territory that we want to take in Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Iraq and Iran, should I say. The remilitarization of the Rhineland. Versailles no longer concerns us. That's fine. I mean, honestly, truthfully, it was to be expected. It was just a matter of time, really. I don't think I've ever been Hearts of Iron playthrough that Germany didn't actually remilitarize the Rhineland. But that's, you know, it is what it is. Okay, we're actually gaining political power at a rapid rate now, which is quite nice, and that's even whilst we're spending one political power on, you know, the shadow scheme, which is fine. Mostly concerned about just gaining enough political power to spend it on stuff that I want to spend it on. Some of the interesting stuff, notably changing the economy type. I do want to do that. You know, maybe getting a larger recruitable population. Also, there's a lot to be said for getting a tank designer or a ship designer or any of that nonsense. Look, it'll give us plus 10% research speed, and getting research speed is really, I mean, it's pretty darn key, isn't it? If we have a little look at the modifiers that we've got at the moment, export focus, colonial elite, electronic mechanical engineering, and mechanical computing. The Mexican junta declared war on Mexico. That's interesting because Mexico has a brand new tech tree as well. I would fully expect real Mexico to win, but you'll never know. Pacific Coast, what are they going down? Any ban political? Jefe Maximo? Alright, so that means that they're going to be going down this route, I guess, which means, yeah, this is their whole new religious mechanic. I'm currently playing through it in a different campaign, but truthfully, it's very, very confusing, and there's a whole bunch of Mexican names, which I'm very, very bad at pronouncing. Okay, end of the Spanish Civil War. Nationalist Spain has completely destroyed everyone, as anticipated. Maybe we should get you to do some. Maybe we get you to do some military exercises. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I feel that we probably need a Mediterranean command as well, just so that we can keep an eye on things. I feel that the way that our groups are laid out at the moment is probably quite a good way of doing things. Alright, industrial effort. Let's immediately start work on that. Yes, please. I'm also going to conk the speed up to level 5. So there is a chance that the game gets a little bit choppy, but that's okay. I'm hoping that we'll only have to do this temporarily. And I'll pause at every decision to talk, because the interesting thing about Paradox games, I will be getting my bonus kind of soon. We're almost in 1938, which means I'll almost be able to get those bonuses. That's fine. Do I care about anything? Sure, I can go for this. I could go for that. I don't really want to. It's going to take a year. It's like a big no. Nothing really strikes my fancy here, so maybe it's an idea just to get some more military navy parts, if that's the case. That's not a problem. What are we really waiting for at the moment? Great question. Well, I think probably just waiting for our national focus trees to finish up. There we go. Also, the admiral. I need to do the same with the admiral groups that I did with the army groups. I need to reorder that. Matilda, you need to get all of the fancy additions. I'm gonna also upgrade the production over here. Light tank needs to be upgraded. Boom. I know it's gonna reset the production efficiency, which is a little bit of a bummer, I must say, but that is what it is. I'm also gonna try and equip a couple more factories to this area, because I think that's what we want to do. Renewal of Rome protocols. Alright. That's fine. That makes me very happy. I mean, if Germany doesn't go to war for a while longer, treaty with the USSR? Alright. That's fine with me. That is absolutely a-okay with me. Czechoslovakia declared war on the Kingdom of Hungary. Now, because France is in that pact, they're also going to be at war with Hungary. Hungary's a little bit. I mean, it's tiny, really, and also, I don't know how France plans on getting some troops over there. French Commune, what? The French turned communist? Support the status quo. Okay, they decided not to go with Britain. Disappointing. Disappointing. But they've still ended up as communist, even though they've not gone down the communist path. I mean, they can't actually go down the communist path. They've already gone down this side of things. Alright, well, the more you know, eh? The more you know. Alright, let's continue to get the upgrades to the tank. What do we need here? We need light tanks. Yeah, and we ain't got nowhere near enough light tanks. And we could reduce the number of tanks in each and every brigade, but I'm not willing to do that. Convoy sailing, nice. Alright, I think we've done enough military doctrine research for now. Let's see if we can try and do some aircraft. Let's do the Wellington bomber. Sure. I do want to get strategic bombers up and running though. Extra research slot. Yep, let's do that. I'm also going to tone tone the game speed down just a smidgen. Interesting thing about Paradox games is that speed 1, speed 2, speed 3, and speed 4, they're all a prescribed speed. Oh, Republic of Hungary was puppeted. Puppeted in its entirety by the Czech Republic, I would imagine. Yep, certainly looks that way. Now we could muck around with these guys. We could stage a coup. We could stage a coup, or we could have guaranteed their independence. But hey ho, it's a bit late for that now. Not a problem. Let me see down here. We almost have 150 political power, and boy, oh boy, that's going to be great. Fire control methods, damage control. Sure. Damage control. Let's do that. We almost have a bunch of political power, which is going to be fantastic. Improve worker conditions. I don't actually want to do that. It's not something that I really want to do. It will get us weekly stability, but it will also minus the factory. Give refuge to German scientists. One of the following must be true. All of the following must be true. West Germany exists. West Germany current ruling party is non-aligned. East Germany exists. Okay, that does not work. Actually, no, I can do this. It will lower my stability by 5%, but research speed is pretty darn good. If I could do both of these guys, then that would mean I'd be great. Institute press censorship. I mean, I don't think I really need to do that. I think my unaligned percentage is large enough at the moment. Daily change is negative, and the daily change for me is positive, so that's really what matters. Outdated production. Yep, let's get the interwar fighter bumped up to a Hurricane. We're also going to bump up the interwar bomber in just a second as well. Can modify the government, as I sort of talked about a little bit earlier. Edward Mosley, that's really good. That's really, really good. Minus 5% of whatever you call it, consumer goods factories. It's currently at 33%. I kind of feel like he's the man for us, really. At the moment, anyway. We could also look at changing the conscription laws, but I don't think we really need to. I mean, look, we got loads of manpower. The problem is that we're not able to get enough weapons out. That's really the problem. Industrial research speed plus 10%, electronics research speed plus 10%. I mean, industrial research speed plus 10% would be really, really good. We've also got those industrial speed research bonuses. So maybe if we did this now, that'd be pretty darn good. Yeah, we've got all of these military theorists, high commands. This is all stuff that we want to fill out, but I don't really feel that we need to partial mobilization. Consumer goods factories. I think partial mobilization would be really, really great. But I also like saving up for the war economy, although I think that that's going to be quite far away at this rate. I think I'm going to take partial mobilization, to be honest. Military factory construction speed. Yeah, you know, I think we want to move up to partial mobilization. Let's do it. It's gonna be expensive, but if you look at construction, as you can see, we gained like whatever it was, like 5 factories back. I still want to get Edward Mosley on board. He's certainly a character that we want to see. I'm gonna get the Halifax, the strategic bomber. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm gonna completely change my mind and go for fuel refining, followed up by excavation 2. There we go. That's what I want to do. And you know what, ladies and gents? That's going to be a pretty darn good time to wrap things up. Thank you very, very much for watching. I've been Over the Potato. This has been Hearts of Iron for Unite the Anglosphere. I'll see you next time. Bye.